Yo, Sakafed guys, this video is going to be split into 3 parts, but hey, don't worry, you won't need any NVLink to get it to work. Even though AMD is cheaper, Nvidia cards that are on the same price tier are more convenient, some may say, compared to some AMD cards. So whether you team red or team green, you'll find something that eventually you'll like. The convenience here is that Nvidia cards run out of the box without any driver issues with lower temperatures, so they don't sweat as bad as the other big TDP champions does, and there are features that are more appealing to some depending on the card you choose. The first category is, as always, for the people that want to upgrade from an integrated graphics chipset and don't want to break the bank. From personal experience, it sucks when you want to go from extra low to low and your iGPU starts to bleed out FPS, or having to tweak that CFG file to disable shadows, post-processing, and motion blur in the games. But like the old console players always say, the human brain cannot process more than 24 FPS at 720p. For this, my first choice is going to be the Nvidia GT 1030 and the RX 550. The GeForce GT 1030 has higher base and turbo clock speed than the RX 550 while operating at a higher clock speed, but the RX 550 has a higher memory bandwidth and a higher memory clock speed. For the majority of the game, the difference in FPS won't be much more than 5, but wait a second, the 1% low for the RX 550 are going to be overall better, and we all know how important the lows are when it comes to gaming. Okay, personally I wouldn't make this upgrade because we, as connoisseurs, know that ray tracing is the way to go. But hey, shouldn't do word for word what I tell you to do. What? You agree with me and want my precious advice? Well, in that case, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon if you haven't already. You have to make sure that you're buying the right GT 1030, the GDDR5 and not the DDR4. Not only the memory speed is slower, but it also comes with lower clock speeds. So stay alert folks. Now let's go for something more serious. If you saved up more and want something for 1080p and VR gaming while being able to do other productive things like video editing, 3D works, not that gaming isn't productive, I suggest you to buy the... Well, there is when it gets tricky for me. See, there I usually tell you to choose the RX 590 or the GTX 1660. And you're good, but because of the existing variation of the GTX 1660, it makes it difficult to guess what will be the best for you. I'll go that way then. Pick between the RX 590 and the GTX 1660. The 1660 is slightly more expensive, consumes less power and outputs less heat, so there is more room for overclocking. The RX 590 will have less FPS in games, but if you need that 8 gigs of embedded memory for creative work, AMD will be better for you. If you have more money, go for the 1660 Ti. You'll get a much more powerful card for gaming with 6 GB of VRAM instead of the 4 found inside the 1660. To recap, save for the 1660. If you have access to a little more money, buy the 1660 Ti, but if you really need that extra memory on the 590 and you don't really care about 10 more FPS also in gaming, the 590 is for you. Now, what's next? AMD's new Radeon RX 5600 XT delivers the best performance in this price tier, but it's still a little too young to make a definitive judgment about recommendations and if you want it to work out of the box without worrying about driver issues. But you can deny the fact that with it you'll get quality 1080p and do some entry-level 1440p gaming. Beyond that point, every card will act accordingly the way they were intended to. The 2060 Super will be a solid option for 1440p with more than 100 FPS and will output more frames if you switch back to 1080p. And if that's not enough for you, you already know the existence of the RTX 2080 Super and Ti. If your pockets are deep enough, make yourself at home and knock yourself out with the blistering speed that this card can achieve. That was Kensei for Geek Insider. If you made it this far, you might as well subscribe to this channel and I will see you around very soon. Peace.